Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Abnormal Voyages. My name is David, and today we find ourselves in Ochopee, Florida. More specifically, we are in the Big Cypress National Preserve right outside the Everglades. We're here to investigate the legends of the one and only skunk ape. This cryptid Sasquatch supposedly lies somewhere out here. So we're here at Skunk Ape Headquarters to start our investigation and see what we can find out. Tag along.
We're going to a place that you've never heard of before. It's Abnormal Voyages. You're gonna learn something new. We're gonna open new doors. It's Abnormal Voyages.
The creature known as the skunk ape has supposedly been living in the Everglades ever since the 1950s. There have been thousands of sightings of this creature, though hard proof is hard to come by. One such sighting was done by Dave Sheely when he was 10 years old. He then dedicated his life to investigating the skunk ape. This is his headquarters. For more information while you're here, they actually have a couple of books you can pick up to take with you. We have the Florida Keys Skunk Ape Files. This goes through different history of cryptids and things like that, all in this area. Some tales, some very accurate drawings. And then, moving over here, we have the official Skunk Ape book. This is all about here. I'll give you a better look at this. This is actually written by the founder of the Skunk Ape Headquarters that we are in. This is Dave Sheely. Here he is with some cast footprints that were supposedly left behind by the skunk ape. And you can go through here, and they've written out a ton of evidence, a ton of different reports of people that have seen it. There's even a size chart so you can judge how accurately your footprint findings are. Basically anything you want to know. Warning, skunk ape breeding area. You don't want to stumble into that by accident. There's different maps of where the sightings would be. Very informative. A lot of information. This is basically the textbook on the skunk ape. So, plenty to check out. Definitely got to pick one of these up. Let's see what else we can find here. Dave has actually run into the skunk ape more than once. This is a photograph that he took back in 1997 when he just happened to spy it outside. Luckily, he was able to get this shot before it scurried back into the Everglades. As with all cryptids, a lot of people may be quick to write this off as a hoax or hallucination, but here in Florida they've taken it very seriously. As a matter of fact, this is a copy of a bill introduced in 1978 which would officially protect the skunk ape and any similar creature that happens to be found in the state of Florida. This would have made it a first-degree misdemeanor for anybody who captured, harassed, or molested any skunk ape-like creatures. Unfortunately, it just barely failed to pass, but I'm sure in the future we'll see some similar bills come up. No, it's quite possible that the skunk ape is the same creature that most people consider Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. However, there are some very small differences that suggest that it could possibly just be related to what we consider as Bigfoot. The main difference is where it gets its name, the awful smell that has been reported around it. Hence the name skunk ape. While there was a huge uptick of sightings, and most people point to the 1950s to 70s as the most active period of time, tales of the skunk ape actually go much, much further back. As a matter of fact, in 1818, there were newspapers that were even talking about a man-sized monkey that was raiding food stores and stalking fishermen that happened to be out along the shore. Even further back, there are stories in the Seminole culture that talk of a really terrible smelling, super strong creature that they called the Esti Kabkaki, a name which roughly translates to cannibal giant. Though some sightings may be hoaxes, with thousands upon thousands of people having experienced the skunk ape, it's hard to just write it all off as fake. So I've got a lot of great information from the headquarters. We are going to leave the Big Cypress area and head deeper out into the Everglades now, see if we can find anything. And just to help us out, we even got a little bit of bait here. Skunk apes can't resist bananas. Okay, I'm not sure if the banana part is actually true, but if it has ape in its name, it seems worth a shot, right? One of the things that makes the skunk ape somewhat more credible than other creatures out there is that some of the witnesses who have seen it have been very upstanding and high-regarded citizens. There have been police officers, fire control district chiefs, even little old ladies who have no reason to lie about this. To more skeptical people, they claim that perhaps people are just seeing American black bears or bears with mange on them, so they look a little different, but it's just a regular animal. However, this wouldn't explain odd things like the stench and the giant footprints that have been found left behind. Maybe it'll help if we learn a little bit more about this habitat. To learn a little bit more about the Everglades environment and how the skunk ape might fit into it, we've stopped by at the Everglades National Park Visitor Center. Part of the issue of trying to track down any kind of creature in the Everglades is just how big it is. Stretching to around 2,000 square miles, it would be very easy for a few creatures to get lost in all that space. Another interesting fact is that these are the only Everglades that exist in the entire world. It's a very unique environment. So, wouldn't it make sense that there are possibly creatures that only can live here? Seems like a point in favor of the skunk ape, if you ask me. There's officially classified 9 different habitats throughout the Everglades, and is such an odd place that is the only area in the world where alligators and crocodiles both live. The more you learn about the Everglades ecosystem, it becomes more and more believable that some huge primate creature has found his way into this delicate system. Just because something is really hard to find doesn't mean that it's impossible to find. New creatures and insects are being discovered all the time. So here, in a vast, swampy marshland that's over 2,000 miles, why can't this be where we happen to find the skunk ape? We may not have any proof yet, but trust me, this is one we'll be back to explore more. My name is David, and this has been Abnormal Voyages. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see you in the next one.